Hello everyone, my name is Jay and I'm here to present my social media strategy plan for SCWB or Student Engagement Wellbeing at Georgia Tech. So first of all, let's take a look at SCWB's mission. As you can see in this banner that is directly from SCWB's homepage, its mission is connecting and supporting students as a top priority. Here is the SWOT analysis of its Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube accounts. Strengths: helpful information for navigating campus life, resonates with the target audience. Weaknesses: lack of interaction, YouTube channel underutilized and has a contrasting brand voice. Opportunities: with a big following, SCWB can make a meaningful impact on the campus community. And with the reputation Georgia Tech has nationwide, it has the potential to appeal to prospective students. And its threats have a lot to do with the fact that Georgia Tech is a state-funded university. It is always subject to strict scrutiny, and in the current political climate, a campaign focusing on fostering belonging in the community will possibly face harsh pushbacks. So based on the observations above, we've outlined two challenges. So challenge number one is limited interaction with the audience, and number two is the lack of integration between social platforms. And to address challenge number one, we're going to expand the audience and increase meaningful interactions. And for challenge number two, we're going to develop an interconnected presence across all platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. For goal number one, we broke it down into three SMART objectives. Number one being increasing the following on Facebook and Instagram by 5% and YouTube by 10%. So we set the campaign period for a semester, which is 4 months, but I think it would be beneficial if we run it for a year because that way we will be able to go through a whole cycle of programs and events. Objective 2, reach a minimum of 10 comments and 50 shares on Facebook and Instagram. And Objective 3, we need to have 500 views on each YouTube post. For goal number 2, we're going to develop an interconnected presence across different platforms. So these objectives are more quota-based. So number one is producing at least 2 posts each month, focusing on gathering feedback in UGC for the next 4 months. Each post should receive at least 20 responses. Objective 2 is to publish at least 2 long videos, meaning 5 minutes or above per month on YouTube that interact with the content on Facebook and Instagram, which will drive cross-platform traffic. And number 3, produce at least 3 posts in response to student feedback or showcase UGC. So for these goals and objectives, we've developed 3 strategies. Number 1 being content-based, which is leveraging popular social media trends to encourage interaction. And the first tactic is initiating low-barrier challenges on Facebook and Instagram to encourage student participation. So challenges are a great tool for encouraging UGC or user engagement, but here I'm going to emphasize low-barrier challenges because students' motivation is so low. We should try to initiate challenges that require as little effort as possible from them. So for example, on the right, I have 2 mockups for an Instagram story, and it's a challenge called GT Finals Photo Dump. It's a popular challenge on Instagram, and it's very easy. Basically, students can take pictures when they're preparing for their exams, and they can do anything. It requires no preparation. They can take a snap of them at the library with all the materials scattered on the desk or when they're taking a coffee break. Anything, and they can just post it, tag SCWB with a branded hashtag GT Finals Photo Dump, making it a little more discoverable and organized. The next tactic is to develop more immersive content that incorporates trends and a strong call to action. Immersive content gives people a more realistic experience, like they are actually doing what they see in the content. So for example, there was a video about the Georgia Tech Student Center photo booth for professional headshots, and the original video was just not very captivating. It's basically showing you where the photo booth is and the specs of the photos and the hours of operation. So I reimagined it using this popular trend called Get Ready With Me and added a strong call to action at the end, basically asking students to share this with your friends and let's level up that LinkedIn profile. Because lots of times it's not that users don't know what they can do, it's that they don't have a prompt to tell them what they need to do. So by having this CTA, students will feel like, I do need a professional headshot for my LinkedIn profile. I'm going to share it with my friends and they can go take the picture with me. So literally just giving them a push and ask them to do what you want them to do. In strategy number 2, it's platform-based, and it's to use microstories and interactive features while optimizing content schedule to create a streamlined cross-platform experience. So the first tactic is to use what we call microstories on Facebook and Instagram in the form of short videos or carousel posts to basically serve as teasers that direct users to long-form, in-depth videos on YouTube. So the example on the right is a long-form video on YouTube called 10 things you can do with the bus cards, basically showcasing what bus cards can do on campus. And the bottom 3 are Instagram Reels, showcasing the use of bus cards in specific realistic scenarios that will eventually direct users to long-form videos on YouTube. Tactic 2 is using interactive features to elicit more interaction and inspire new ideas for future content. So interactive features are things like 360-degree photos on Facebook, Instagram polls, Instagram quizzes, and those toggle features that you can incorporate in your Instagram story. Basically, adding those features make the posts more fun, and users are more likely to engage with the content if they feel like they can contribute to it in an easy and entertaining way, and also because it's anonymous, so they don't need to feel the pressure of sharing their opinions publicly. And this example on the right, it starts with 2 Instagram stories. The first one is telling everybody, today is the 55th anniversary of the opening of the Student Center. And the second slide includes a field where users can submit questions. And this is also from a trend called Ask Me Anything. They can ask whatever they want about the Student Center. And the 3 pictures on the bottom are, content that was generated based on the responses from the audience. So let's start with the one in the middle, which is an Instagram story. It's the easiest response that you can give for those Ask Me Anything posts. It's basically someone asking a question and you answer it with text. So here someone asks, what's the summer hours of the Student Center? And you can just respond with a story and tell them, okay, so from May 5th to May 11th, the hours are from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. And on the right is an example of responding with a short video. So here someone asks why the space is named John Lewis Student Center and who is John Lewis. And so in response, we can make a short video introducing Congressman John Lewis and his legacy, his contribution to the civil rights movement, and how he represents resilience and courage. And that's why we named the Student Center after him. And the last one is a long-form video on YouTube in response to students who are interested in the history of the Student Center. It tells people what the Student Center was like when it first opened and what kind of process it went through with the addition of different services and how the decision was made for the Student Center to be renovated. And this will help address objectives 1 and 2 by creating content based on user feedback. The last tactic is introducing a more strategic content schedule to streamline the experience across platforms. So this is more about how to schedule different posts to make sure that users flow from one platform to another. So let's use the example of the bus car videos. So at the beginning, since YouTube viewership is low, we're going to post the long form video on YouTube first, 10 things you can do with the bus cards. And then throughout the week, we can insert micro stories on Facebook and Instagram, directing users to the video on YouTube. And as we gain more audience on YouTube, we can use short videos on Instagram and Facebook as teasers for the long form videos, especially when revealing new programs or projects. And these YouTube videos can also encourage people to follow SCWB on Facebook and Instagram, especially prospective students who don't necessarily follow all platforms. And the last one is inclusive strategy. Expand the creator pool and diversify topics to connect with a wider range of students, highlight all facets of campus life, and foster a stronger sense of support and belonging. With so many different services under 3 major divisions, it is hard to balance which programs or services get more exposure. So it goes back to the previous tactic to strategically plan the content calendar to make sure all services and programs are given a fair share of attention. And also to address the diverse student body, we need to make sure that when we select people to be included in different content, be it photos, videos, we need to make sure that we include people from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different countries, and different cultures. And last but not least, we can partner with influential students, faculty, staff, and alumni to co-create content that speaks to a variety of student niches. So on social media, there are actually a lot of students and alumni who are very active and proud of being part of Georgia Tech. So I'm sure they're more than happy to collaborate with Student Engagement Wellbeing to create content. And the good thing about this is that we can take advantage of their connection, their network, and reach a much larger audience, which of course includes prospective students. And also seeing familiar faces will encourage interaction. And now let's talk about evaluation. So with goal 1 focusing more on the cognitive and attitudinal outcomes, we think that the best metrics to measure its success would be the follower count, the reach, the number of shares, sentiment changes, which can be measured with professional tools like TalkWalker, and the volume in quantity of comments in UGC. And with goal 2 focusing on the cognitive outcome, we think it would be best to measure the follower and reach growth driven by cross-platform strategy, which will include incorporating trackable links so we can have a clear picture of where the viewers go after they see the content. In conclusion, to address the issues of limitations in interactivity and platform integration, we are implementing strategies that are platform-based, content-driven, and inclusive, which will be evaluated through cognitive, attitudinal, and cognitive outcomes. And we believe that this strategic plan is very evidence-based and student-centered and will definitely contribute to SCWB's mission to enhance inclusive excellence and holistic wellness for students.